And I don't even have to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Bam! That's right. Coach Midway, the Dragon Slayer, coming to you. Another episode of Epic Bourbon Tastings. And I got to say, this is one for the record books, one for the storybooks, and whatever else you want to say. We're here at Jefferson's Distillery, Artesian. How do we say it, Dan?
Kentucky Artisan Distillery.
Kentucky Artisan Distillery, home of Jefferson's, which I've been drinking for the last 20 years. As you know, we just did a tasting of the Jefferson 17 Presidential Reserve. And you ask yourself, is it going to get any better than that? Well, you're damn right it's going to get better than that. I was jumped out of my seat right there. You better believe it's going to be better than that. I'm just calm before the storm. Dr. Ray White, get your ass in here, man.
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, that was
nice
my
one.
right eardrum. Oh my God. Kenneth ZHSQOESV Holmes. Come on, man. I'm going to give you a bam right here.
How's it going?
And you know, speaking about bams, I got probably the biggest bam that we've ever seen here on the Bourbon Tasting channel with Chief Barrel Officer Dan Burke, who is going to lead us through this monster tasting. I got a plane to catch in about 2 hours. I can already tell you right now, I'm going to get on that plane soused with the amount of magnificence that we have over there. Anyway, Dan, welcome to it, my man. Welcome.
Yeah, we'll get you going here. We'll get you going. Don't miss that plane.
Okay, you got the floor.
Yeah, so Jefferson's was started in 1997 by a good friend of mine, Trey Zoller. And there's a group of us standing around in 1997, as we would be doing frequently then, with big glasses of vodka and probably Red Bull or vodka and anything other than bourbon. So no one was drinking bourbon back then. A few people in Kentucky, Trey's family. And Trey found some amazing bourbons. Basically they were evaporating. They were 25, 20-year-old stuff that was just leaving the barrel. And he's like, not only am I going to start a bourbon, but I'm going to start a premium bourbon company. We're just kind of rolling our eyes and like, we love you, man, but you know, you're crazy. And he was crazy. He was crazy for the first few years. It was a very low time for bourbon. But he found some amazing juice, and some of the first things that he pulled out we were blown away. We're like, all right, maybe he does have something here. So the first thing that he made was Jefferson Reserve. And he found some amazing things and blended them together, and that's the way it's always been from the very, very beginning for this. He blended 4 bourbons to make this, one of which is a high rye bourbon. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And you know, another funny thing, I never know if we're supposed to talk about this or not, but if you ever look at the bottle, so Jefferson is a name. We're in Jefferson County, Kentucky. Jefferson was a distiller. He was you know, a well-known name, obviously. And so nobody knew who Trey Zoller was. But so he's like, I'm going to use that name. And then he took the bottle to the bottle maker, or took a bottle to the bottle maker of Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne, and sat it down and said, make me a bottle that looks like that. Because in 1997, everybody knew what Ralph Lauren Polo Cologne looked like.
Wow.
And that's
crazy.
Very similar. I don't think it's exactly like, obviously it's much bigger. It'll be a big bottle of cologne. But you know, he wanted something that was recognizable. Because you know, we're 25 years old now, which is fun. But there, at the very beginning of this, you know, we were putting cases in the back of Trey's car to take to the distributor to beg them, please take these 6 cases. Now it's blown up. We're a huge international company. It's really, really fun. And kind of amazing, really. So we have 22 different products now. Sorry, I'm going to get you a glass too. Yeah, we're going to be able to taste this. You know, we have 22 different things, but almost everything that we do starts with our Jefferson Reserve. So we do Jefferson Reserve, then we put it in a wine barrel. We put it into, that's our single barrel of Jefferson Reserve, and we put it into, you know, any various different things, an old rum cask. This is an unbelievable story. So we take 5-year-old bourbon barrels, we send them to Bermuda to have them filled with rum, and they sit in Bermuda for 20 years, and then we bring those barrels back and put bourbon back into those. So it's basically a 25-year-old barrel. It looks like it's going to completely fall to pieces. This is my favorite. I know you're not supposed to pick your favorite child. This is my favorite.
And where is this for sale?
It's not for sale right now. We're out of it right now, but it's coming back. We will have it. Those barrels are hard to get. They don't make a lot of 20-year-old bourbon or rum. Sorry. It's fantastic. Yeah. Let's get some glasses out, boys.
Oh my goodness.
So we don't have to just look at it. We can actually pour us. But why don't we start with? Let's start with our reserve, our regular reserve. Can I use my regular? No, there it is. So this, like I said before, this is a. We don't put an age statement on, but we don't use anything less than really 6 years.
Okay.
So let me get
Wow.
Just a little bit on that one. Keep me just a little. I said just a little bit. He just give you the same pour as you got.
You can use it.
All right.
Oh, no, you don't want to waste it.
Cheers. Welcome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Jefferson's. Thanks for coming. You know, one thing I always tell people, or talk to people about, when you taste bourbon, you know, it's the closest thing. I have a wine background, and I love to pull those flavors out of a wine. This is the closest thing to that. If you and you know, when you taste this, really think about, like, you know, oh, I taste caramel, but what kind of caramel? Is it a caramel candy? Is it, you know, a caramel cake? You know, pull those flavors out, and you can get that cherry. I pull a ton of cherry, but I get like a candy cherry, like almost like a
Chocolate cherry or something like that.
definitely dark, a lot of dark chocolate.
Like
But
when you
think
have
of those
the
things.
See's candy and it has a little cherry center.
Yeah.
The cherry cordial.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it tastes
a lot of
like.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then chocolate pop in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want people to think, you know,
That's
about that,
awesome.
because that's
That
fun.
is.
So you're gonna taste that, and then we have the exact same juice, and we put it into a wine barrel, and you can see the red on that. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
But what happens to it, you know, that's Trey Zoller's, his whole thing was, people have been doing distillation in Kentucky for hundreds of years. They got that figured out. You know, you push the buttons, it's science. You know, they do that. But what happens to it, you know, when it gets out of the,
There's the art. That's where
pulled
the
out
art
of the still. So you can pull 2 barrel samples, and I've done this for us. 2 different barrels. It's the exact same juice that went into 2 completely different barrels. It's our Pritchard Hill single barrel. And this barrel, I haven't tasted these, but I've done this probably 1,000 times. This will taste very different than that one. And it's the exact same stuff, but in 2 different barrels. So the fun thing about this, these were in different barrels originally, then they go into 2 different wine barrels. So, you know, any kind of manipulation that we can do like that, that's what we want to do. And that's what 22 of our products, you know, most of them we've done something fun like that.
Yeah.
But this would be a fun thing to try, you know, kind of side by side if you guys want to do that.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got,
Obviously,
you guys, did you
Oh, gosh, no, not yet.
clean yours up? Good.
Ken won't need to drink. Ken won't need to dump. This guy's an animal on the outside, man. He just.
Oh, here we
I never
go.
even see him phased.
All right, so this is our Pritchard Hill, which is an amazing winery in California. It's the Chapelet Winery. We'll keep it in the same glass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. Oh, yeah.
Look at that
look
color.
at
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So they make a
that.
Cabernet that is just blows me
Oh.
away. One of my favorite wines. I was out there last summer and I was talking to the
very
winemaker.
unique nose to that.
And he goes, when we dump these barrels, do you want us to rinse them out and clean them up before we send them to you? I'm like, no, keep
definitely.
the juice
Yeah,
in there.
exactly.
Keep them full would be great, actually.
What'd you get on this? What notes did you
What is it? There's something on the
There's something
back
Isn't
end.
that fun?
Yeah, I
No,
can't
there's
quite
something
tell
on the
what
back
it
end.
is.
Yeah, so this is my second favorite. I love the Pritchard Hill. But I love red wine, and I just think this is just one of those really fun things
Wow.
to taste.
What's the wine barrel? What kind of wine?
So it's cab, but it's
cab.
French oak. So
Ah.
if you ever look at a wine barrel, wine doesn't go very far into a stave. But
Like a leather.
whiskey goes way in there. So it pulls out all the wine, and then it gets into that French oak and those vanillas and tannins and the little things that are in that untouched wood, really, and then pulls that back out.
And I look like a leather, that darker one.
On the back end, I'm trying to taste it. What's on that back end?
Cameraman want to taste
Peanut butter or brittle. Peanut brittle, maybe? I don't know. What do you eat?
this?
Cameraman's going.
That is unbelievable.
I love that. It's complicated.
And this-
it's
what's-
so different, isn't it?
So what's the difference on this one versus that one?
So they're 2 different barrels. So I want you, the other one is. I
This
want
is
you
the
to taste
wine,
that
and
one.
what's this one?
They're both the exact same juice,
Oh.
put into 2 different barrels.
Okay.
2 different barrels,
Right.
yeah. And it was, what's the first thing you had? How different is it from that? From the.
Well,
night and day.
Can you
Way
believe
different.
that?
Yeah, it's night and
Isn't that
day.
amazing?
Oh, yeah, night and day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. Actually, you know, for me, people ask me, you know, do I like complex? Do I like the burn? Do I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
the light.
mellow?
Yeah.
I don't like the mellow, man.
Yeah.
Blandness.
Yeah.
That thing over it, you know, it's a- So anyway, but I like it to be complex.
Yeah,
Right.
that's.
Without, I like,
Both
I
of these
definitely
are
like some heat, but not like crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Right.
And I want that finish to be something that is gonna make me think. Always.
that
I
is-
want it to make me think that it's different than what came on the front end. It's going to deliver me something on the back end that's different.
You could write our manifesto. That is Trey Zoller's exact, and that's why, you know, most of everything that we have is 90 proof. We did a single barrel 100 proof, and we do some cast strength ocean things, but we don't go big. We don't go huge on those because it just can overpower it too much.
How soon before these are released?
They're out in the wild. That is this bottle right here. Yeah.
So what's it called?
Out in the wild.
Yeah.
Can it be on
That's Pritchard Hill.
But the thing is, in
Pritchard Hill.
California, we don't get it, like, a lot of times we
Which
don't
is
get
crazy.
the Cabernet.
It's made right down the
I know, right,
The
yeah.
wine's right down the road from here. Yeah, that's funny. It's yeah, this is gonna be pretty prevalent. You can find it in lots of places. And then of course this is one of our flagships. So that's we can probably get.
Oh, this is good.
Okay.
You get it? Did you see it? I'm getting on a plane, man.
Good.
I just got him with
It
the
might grow
juice.
ahead, you don't know. Might grow a little bit something up there.
Did you hear that right?
What?
He said, "Mike, throw something up there a little bit." Bam! I'm gonna say that right now. Dan got the first bam of the episode right there.
So this is our 100 proof. So this is
Whoa.
our single barrel Jefferson Reserve.
Okay.
This only is available in single barrel, so you can't buy this. Someone has to come in and pick the barrel, and it goes to the store, and then you find it there. So there's
Pick your barrel.
everything's. This is it, what you're gonna taste.
Okay.
This is a bottle we just pulled off from someone that already bought one.
Ah.
But this is, so we get a lot of people that say, hey, we love your Jefferson Reserve, but we want a higher proof. What do you got? And we tried, 120 something, 115,
Oh my.
just 110.
And what's this one?
It just didn't work. 100. 100
Yeah,
worked.
that's
We
more
loved
tolerable, yeah.
It just worked.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
a little bit
nice
more,
and
isn't it?
It is,
But
but it's very
not-
nice and very
And
mild.
how many
Yeah.
bottles roughly do you get out of a barrel?
Out of a barrel, you get about 240.
240,
Yeah, you
wow.
get about 46 packs, so right around there.
Wow.
Give or take. Our ocean barrels are, they get abused out in the ocean when they blow up.
Yeah.
We get,
Oh no, it's a good abuse.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it is. But it goes from 15 to 40.
I knew that 14 was good.
Oh,
I knew it. That's what I was looking for. This is a 14, man. And you don't remember having
Quit
this.
skipping ahead. That's not fair.
Okay, sorry.
Good.
Okay, stay focused. Hey,
Focus,
that's,
focus.
actually, that single
For
barrel.
100, this is good.
So you're talking about individuals that buy it, or are you talking about celebrities that say, "Let's put my stamp on it"? Which one are we talking about? here, man?
Celebrities would love this, I would think. They'd really want to put that and have their own special stamp on it. Because the
As
back
soon
of
as
the
we see a
bottle,
celebrity,
the
we'll
first-
let you know.
look at the back of the, look how much room there would be for a face on that.
Oh,
Hey! That's what I'm talking about.
that'll work. We need a different face.
Oh, that's really good.
Maybe faces.
No, yeah.
Faces.
No, that's really good.
Isn't it?
Because actually, it's the jump.
Yeah.
There's no jump.
Yeah.
There's no jump in heat at all from the
No,
90.
no.
Yeah.
It did a little bit more, but the finish is still just.
And
very
you know,
nice.
I don't know, Trey Zoller is a master at this stuff. It's unbelievable.
Is he the
what
one that
does.
kind of just picks and chooses how this
It's
is done?
everything he says.
Really?
And you got
No,
some.
well, no, I mean, it's just, I actually really like it. I'm
I
actually not
really
gonna
glad.
deny
No,
that.
that is good. Yeah,
Nice. The
I
finish,
love
the
it.
cinnamon,
Really
allspice, clove.
It's funny
Ken
because
disappeared.
this
What
is
happened?
only single barrel, like I said, so you're never gonna find that. It's
Oh,
out
you're
there
drinking
somewhere.
off stage.
But I have to keep the cameraman
We
out.
love this.
Yeah,
because
this
we
is
think
true.
it's something that people are wondering, oh, we want to buy loose because of this. But like, no, Trey wants to keep it single barrel. It gets special.
It's
Which is pretty
actually,
cool.
wow.
Well, you have to tell him for me that he's an amazing person.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy.
Wow.
Ray,
And
can
the
you
other
see-
thing he does,
I can see it.
Can you see this in the background?
Oh yeah.
he's made
Just
three,
your nose.
3 rye whiskeys, which rye can be really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
His rye whiskeys are
As
are
soon
amazing.
as I saw the voyage,
Yeah.
I called. I've got a supplier that usually gives me stuff that can't hit the shelves.
Yeah,
It hits
yeah.
the shelves back here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But in
Oh,
California, it
that's
doesn't hit it.
Right.
So I call Steve, bam,
That was
and
just
I
a
say,
barrel.
dude, I want this rye because as soon as I saw they came out,
Yeah.
I got it, and I got 2 bottles at home. Well, home.
Have you
One
tried
unopened,
them?
just yeah.
So you've tried it.
Yeah.
How about the cognac rye?
No, but I've seen that on the shelf. But I haven't
I'll
tried
probably
it.
get yelled at for saying this, but I'm not a big fan of cognac. But I
You're
love
not?
rye whiskey.
Wow.
But this
Is that it's a
so
rye?
good.
So
So it is.
it's a
It's
rye-
a rye whiskey
In-
aged in cognac barrels.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That ought to be interesting.
So it's fun to try.
Yeah.
Kind of mix with that because the single barrel that you just had is a high rye bourbon. So
Yes.
it's a little higher rye content than in normal.
And what's the percentage of rye roughly?
This is actually 95%.
And what's this one?
I don't know the percentage. It's just a higher percentage
Okay.
than the normal.
And this is 95% right?
Mhm.
Wow.
Okay, because we're just filming. Let me just see if I can get. I'm trying to get over here on Ray's lap.
Oh,
Just,
no.
Sorry about that, Ray. Oh, okay, sorry. Just the more we drink, then the more amorous I feel towards the guy in the middle here every time. Oh, Ray. Now, Ray, there was a little bit that I spilled on your head. So, Ken, later tonight, if you feel like the bar's closed and they've said last call, remember there's a few drops of the single barrel that's on Ray's head on this right side. So you can lick it if you want to. Ray, let me just taste it.
Ow.
Let me taste
All right,
it.
that's
It'll be
it.
like a margarita glass
He's
with
having
a
too
little
much fun.
salt on the rim, plus the little thing. Watch this. I actually did it.
Don't discount that.
Yeah, there was nice, Ray. Sorry.
I'll never be the same.
No.
Okay, let's stay focused. We are tasting
Okay.
the cognac.
Yeah, cognac finished bourbon. I'm sorry, rye. That we.
Oh my.
8 months to 14 months. Just depends on when Trey wanted to pull it out.
That
That's
is
a rye
amazing.
whiskey. You get a lot of burn from rye. You just can't, or too much spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is you don't get that.
You don't.
get the
No.
spice. You don't.
Cameraman
You
needs
get,
a
you get
shot.
enough of it.
Love the.
It makes an unbelievable cocktail. It makes an amazing Manhattan.
the
One of my favorite
spices.
Manhattans.
Just
That and on the front.
spices are excellent.
This,
That really awakens on the
crew,
front end.
this is amazing. The crew
Yeah.
needs to try it.
Oh, we are.
It's interesting
We're
because this
rotating.
is like on the back end, you get that nice.
Yeah.
And on this one, it's more on the front end, more front loaded. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, and it's good. I like to try it. These guys next to each other. Well, this is our ocean rye. So
Ocean rye?
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
had
Just,
this
just
at my
like
house.
the.
yeah.
So you know what I compare this to? So I'm a big 7 Magellan's Atlantic Boss Hog fan.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
8's good, and the Samurai Scientist, everybody's raving about it. It was
Right.
good, but the 7 with the teakwood, and that's like $800. When they came out with that, I just thought this here is
does
to
it.
me
Yeah.
like a $500 wine. To me,
No, I was shocked.
Lock, stock, and
Yeah.
barrel 20. This beat
Oh,
it in
yeah.
our tasting.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
That.
Beat us
Good
in
as
the
I
tasting.
taste.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And this one is, again,
So this is ocean rye.
Ocean rye.
Yeah. So
Man, this guy's Dan's pouring so fast and furious, man. Go, keep going, keep going.
I've already lost track.
I noticed that.
This guy's keeping us on track, man. We're literally going to have 16 bottles in a 25-minute tasting, man. This is crazy.
So I don't know if you all
awesome.
know the story about the whole ocean voyage.
We wanna
how it
hear
got
it from the
started.
ocean's mouth.
It's pretty awesome.
The ocean's mouth.
So Trey Zoller, there's a guy from Louisville there's the boat that's on our bottle. He's from Louisville. He has that boat. If you look up the biggest fish caught in the world, his name's next to a lot of them.
Serious?
He pulls great whites onto that thing.
Oh.
And he's from landlocked Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing. But it's a scientific vessel. Like they research and track great whites around the world. And Trey and he are really good friends, and they were sitting on that boat one day, and Trey sees the bottle go like this. Like, what do you think? Good?
Yes.
Is it tasty?
Oh my lord.
I mean,
You guys have had it. Don't act surprised,
I'm
man.
so-
You guys have had that at my house.
I missed that one.
No, it beat the 20-year-old
It tastes
Lock,
better
Stock, and
here
Barrel.
than your house.
Well, okay, because you guys can't speak it,
Well,
so I'm just going
that's
to.
the
Okay,
whole-
go ahead.
that's all
Go ahead. Yeah.
So they're on this boat, and Trey's watching the bottle go back and forth. He says, we should put some barrels on this boat. And the guy's like, Trey, we are scientific exploration. We've got great whites on board. Are you crazy? A couple hours later, Trey looks at him again, a couple more bourbons. Let's put some barrels on this boat. Trey, no, we're scientists. You're nuts. A couple hours later, the guy turns to Trey and is like, Trey, let's do that barrel. Let's do that barrel thing. So Trey, packs up a bunch of barrels, takes them down to Savannah, puts them on this boat, and it's supposed to be out for 6 months. He put new fill bourbon in the first time he did it. So he takes them out. They take them out in the ocean. They're like, we'll be back in 6 months. It gets stuck off the coast of California. 6 months, 8 months, a year goes by. Year and a half, they come back and they can finally meet Trey. Trey brings reporters with him, a lot of reporters with him, and goes down to meet the boat. And they get there, and there's 4 barrels of the 5 that were on there. One, they said, exploded all over the deck because they got too hot.
Okay.
So they had to move them down.
Yep.
And then
Oh,
one of
what
the
a shame.
barrels, one of the barrels was almost empty.
Oh.
And Trey said there was a crew member named Juan, and he calls it the Juan chair, because Juan knew more about that bourbon than anybody else. So he pulls it off, and it is as black as that cap. on the
Oh,
bottle. It looks like
no.
oil, and he's just like, ooh, what? Oh no! Like this is a huge disaster. Taste it. It was like caramel, popcorn, butter, salted caramel. I mean, it blew him away, and everybody on board was like, wow, we got something. But for 10 voyages, we're on voyage 29 now, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cared. Like, oh, it's a gimmick, it's not real, you don't really do it. Yeah, it's really on a boat, and it makes a huge difference what happens to it when it goes out.
100%, yep.
I mean, think what happens to boats and anything.
Right.
Stones that come up, and you get those stones on the shore, you know, the sea glass.
Yep.
Think
Oh,
of
yeah,
that. I mean,
just
there's a lot that happens.
Absolutely.
So it leaves Savannah, it goes through the Panama Canal, down the Sea of Japan, around Australia, up the western coast, back to the Panama Canal, up the east coast, over to Europe. I mean, it is all over the place. It's on top of a big ship. It's getting moved around a lot. It's pretty cool, but it's an amazing
It's
thing.
its own mixing.
It's its own incubator.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've got giant warehouses over here, and they're stacked to the roof, and it gets really cold here in the winter and really hot in the summer, and it does a lot to it. And that's why it's a great place to make bourbon in Kentucky. But man, on the ocean, that's a whole different ballgame. It's like intensifying that. It's like a microwave oven.
I think I'll have the crew move our car right back up to that Rick house.
Ray, if you can just put your hand on Ken Holmes' director on his shirt right here. Oops, there was a nipple right there. Sorry, Ken. Stay focused, guys. Okay.
Oh, I have one more ocean I do want you to try as well.
And the
Oh,
14.
we're
Don't
jumping
forget the
around
14.
again. The 14.
Okay. So, you know, in California, the first time anybody heard of the ocean, like you said, the first 10 years, is it a gimmick? What is
Yeah.
it? So the first time, it was a Ben's Liquor in Reno, and it was behind the glass cabinet. And I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna go get this bottle, only $100. And they had a big sign behind it. And they were like, this is what's happened to this bottle.
Oh,
And
they
in
told the
America.
story?
They told the story, but not in
that's
detail like that. We
Yeah,
knew,
yeah.
I never heard that. Just that it had been on a ship, and particular 14
Yeah.
had been through hurricane. Anyway, I bought it, and I went back a week later. That was right as it was exploding.
Yeah.
And I went back a week later,
Really
not for
crazy.
sale. I looked online, couldn't buy a Voyage 14 to save my life.
Yeah.
Since then, that was
Yeah.
3 years ago. 4
No,
years
it's
ago, I couldn't
unbelievable.
get
We
it.
can't keep up with it. So we did do one container, now we do two. There's a Facebook, they call the Jefferson's Ocean Facebook fan group. And it's a couple, they're from Connecticut, and they've got a boat, and they just take pictures of their bottle on the boat. So,
Oh,
we love our Jefferson's Ocean.
that's funny.
And then it grew to 100, I don't know how many thousands of people. They were here this summer, we had a big group of them all signing stuff. And
Oh, that's
it's,
cool.
It's really
That's
cool.
cool.
It's taken on a life of its own. This is my favorite voyage we've had. You know, I keep saying favorite.
Including 14? Including
No.
14?
No, this is my favorite of any of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what is this one?
You got a clean glass, yeah.
No. Oh, sorry. That's okay. No.
I'm so sorry. Alright, so
That was
this is
interesting.
our wheat. Yeah,
That was interesting.
this is our weeded whiskey. So this is our weeded ocean voyage.
Which
Yeah.
one is that?
That's voyage 22. So
Wow.
that's the last week before. Now we've just come out of voyage 29, which is also weeded, which you
I
guys
just got that one, yeah.
I need to know when there's an exceptional one that comes out. That was at our local
Well,
supermarket, and I
maybe-
didn't buy it.
Maybe you won't like it as much.
But I
as
got
do.
21 because somebody signed it,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they sent it to me.
Nice. All right.
The 21. That was a cask strength, is that right?
21
It
was,
says
yeah.
more
So
than
then
most
22
any of
came
them.
out, and I was just like, I think
And
that's
this is
like 21
22.
cask.
This is
Oh
22.
man, this is your favorite. It slipped my
Collect them all.
finger. Damn it!
You gotta collect
Yes,
them
yes,
all.
yes.
This is
Yeah.
22?
That's 22 weeded ocean. So it's a weeded whiskey put out on the ocean. So what happened to it, you know, when it goes out on the ocean? Yeah, no.
What's
I
happening
don't know,
with
like I
it?
said,
I'm
it's
talking,
and
and it's
most
not
of
for
those
sale.
There's
Oh.
probably some bottles of it out there somewhere.
That is good.
I've got one full barrel of this left that I've been kind of rat holing. I'm debating whether I just bottle and keep it myself because I love it so much. But
We'll buy it.
Yeah.
nose on this.
Wow. Awesome.
And you
Number
get that.
22.
You get that salt. You get that
Yeah, at
caramel.
the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
From this one, I think.
Well,
a
they-
lot. And I
oh,
love
yeah.
the weed. The sweetness of the weed is what I love. That
Yeah.
balance. All
There's
that.
not a bottle around here I can buy.
Might be something-
I'm going to say this right now. If you want the, oh my gosh, not that this is for sale anymore. That is the perfect. That is the perfect bourbon because it's completely balanced. I don't taste any heat, but that might be because Dan's been plying us with
Well,
8 or 9
1,
bottles.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
But it's the perfect heat,
Yeah.
the perfect finish, the perfect nose. That is. He tried to
It
grab
didn't
He
work.
started looking over there. I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, man? I'm in the middle of a sentence here. Oh, camera,
Oh,
cameraman.
the
is asking
cat,
for
the crew
some.
needs
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
sound.
I'm just gonna give her a little extra.
Oh, there you go.
Glasses if you need them.
Oh.
I love that you
Oh,
said
crew
salt.
glasses.
I was
No, they don't
trying-
need
I was
crew
trying to check out, okay,
Just a little
the
bit more of this.
brown
We don't pay 'em
sugar,
enough to
yeah,
get
this,
glasses.
the salt.
That comes through in a
100%.
lot of the ocean.
Ah.
It's amazing. Because it's salt water. I mean, you know, it
that's
seems
what you're-
ridiculous, but
It
happens.
is. That is the most brilliant idea yet. The ocean voyage.
No, it's crazy.
So as we were talking, about what is going to be the Dragon Slayer's next.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm going to take you back in time. You ready for this?
Yeah.
There's a couple of books out about this trip. When I was 25 years old, I was in a kayak for 6,000 miles on the ocean.
Come on.
I wrote
No.
a book about it. There's 2 books about it. Okay. Okay. No. But okay. So, but I'm just saying that it's bringing me back to that voyage. I went from San Felipe, Baja California, by myself. I went through Hurricane Hernan on a kayak, which fucking wrecked all these huge boats, and I'm out there cruising along. Anyway, but I was 25, 6,000 miles from Baja California, San Felipe, all the way down to Punta Cherambira, Colombia. Went back to Panama, got arrested, said I didn't have the right visa, and deported. That's another story for another day. But it's
30 years ago.
bringing me back to that trip.
That's the original Survivor.
That was the original Survivor.
Exactly, you were, because you survived a flipping hurricane.
That's true. Oh yeah, man. Oh, I love that.
You know,
22, and
there's,
it slipped through my fingers.
There's a woman from Louisville that she sailed across by herself, and I know her. She's great, and it's unbelievable that someone could do that. But in a kayak. That's
Yeah,
all.
right.
I still have that,
kayak.
I still have that kayak on in the back of my
I
house
hope so.
Yep.
in Northern California. Still got
I
it.
hope so.
Yeah, in fact, the book is what? Voyage Beyond Reason.
Yeah, the one book is A Voyage Beyond Reason, which
Yeah.
is just straight from my journals, and the other one is No Turning Back. That somebody wrote third person about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna do
this
a lot.
is your favorite,
Love it.
you said, or-
That Voyage 22 is
That's
it's just jumped out.
Wow.
20.
22.
I just think it's
22.
It's out there around. There's we've just come out with 29, which is also weeded. It's fantastic. I just love the weeded.
I got a bottle of that the other day.
Good.
And is there a pattern where they're going to go normal
Funny that you
cask
say that.
strength rye, weeded cask? Is there something
We're
there?
trying to do that, but I mean, with stuff out on the ocean and what's it going to taste like, how is it fit, even how much
It's
do we
always
have?
different.
It's
That's the
I mean, we're trying to keep some stuff out all the time now, but we quit exporting for a while because we're trying to keep up with the man in the United States. We want to take care
Yep.
of the United States first. We're trying to get it to the point where we can have we know
It's
this is
just,
going to come.
yeah, okay, got it. Now
But,
remember,
No,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, I love Jefferson's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I always love Jefferson's. I'm going to give you a little quote from Nietzsche.
Uh-oh.
Because you're trying to get a systematic, reasonable approach. There's always madness in love,
Yeah,
but
that's
there's
excellent.
also reason in madness. Nietzsche quote, let's just marinate
I
on
was
that.
happy with
like
the
my
first
brain.
part.
You're like, let my brain marinate on that as it's marinating on all this. Right
I
now.
prefer to just drink.
That was all.
That's
that
good.
was
You're
the first
smart.
part.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, wait. There you go.
There's 2 more. There's a bunch more I want you to try. You get okay. I want you to just 3 more.
A bunch more to try. Oh yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Denise,
I have one
would you do me a
question
big
if I
favor?
could
It
get
could be,
No.
but can you get my phone? Sorry. If it's 250, can you just answer it?
Is there any difference of going like on the Atlantic or Pacific? Is there any difference? Because
Yeah.
I know there's temperature variance
Right.
on
Right.
different oceans.
Yeah. Think of like oysters. Like when you think of the West Coast, it's so much cooler up there.
Yeah.
And then the East Coast, it gets hotter. It gets warmer. But it's also time of year. Was there a storm? What's the weather going on? And it goes passes through there. Our one went through the Panama Canal really fast. I think it was voyage 24. And we're like, that's weird. What's going to happen to it? But it couldn't get into port, so it got stuck out on the equator, and it just baked on there.
Yeah,
So it totally different profile. It's pretty. It's
So I
pretty
didn't know
cool.
if there was a
Denise, can you
logging
just
of
bring
the
it to me?
different.
Yeah. Just bring it to me.
All right, so this is the last of this 14.
Oh, it's the 14! It's the 14! I got bamboozled today.
Oh,
Getting a 14.
No.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
I know you got some of this. There's not
all
much
yours.
left there, boys. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, I can't believe you're giving us this, man. Thank you.
No,
But
I'm glad
you
we
need
had
some.
it. No.
What about drinking from the bottle? Is that taboo one on?
What? What's that?
Okay.
That's your
What favorite picture?
That's your 14.
Wait, what did you just do?
Poured it in mine.
Why?
You didn't have a lot.
What the hell, man?
Sorry.
I guess celebrity doesn't have to have its
Stick my
privileges
finger back in
anymore.
there and go like that.
I'm gonna do that. Actually, I'm gonna stick my finger in this.
Come
And,
play.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna stick my finger in this and give it to Ray's eye. Okay. The 14 because of the 2 waves. Are you sure you don't want to just try it so we can experience the 2 waves together, man?
Please tell me. You talk about it. You know
Okay.
this better than I do. It did just have a little bit. It is delicious.
Oh.
I mean, the thing about this, as a bourbon, the 22 is better. It's like the perfect little package. But if you want to get a little rough and ready, if you want to get tenderness of the coach, if you want to get a little championess of the coach,
No.
okay, then you're going to come in like this. First, come in with the left. I boxed for 10
Nice-
years.
nice
Coming
and
in with the
sweet.
left. My dad used to tell me, give me the heavy bag. My grandfather fought Joe Louis back in the day, a professional boxer. My grandfather was a heavyweight, and I boxed myself 10 years. Anyway, but he set the heavy bag up, and he was like 1,000 left jabs before you do anything else. And I was literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 when I was a young kid. Can I cheat it? And Dad's sitting there in the corner. I can't cheat it, so I give 1,000. It's like this.
Is that
First
how it
wave,
goes like this?
boom.
Exactly.
And then the second wave coming over the top. That's what this gives you. It gives you 2 different waves. These guys are still making fun of my nose.
Well,
You sure you don't want to?
how could you not?
Thank you. Thank
Oh.
you. Yeah, believe me, I've
Wow,
tasted
that,
it.
that first taste, you got that sweet flavor, unbelievable.
Then the salt.
Super
goes
salty,
salt.
super briny.
Oh,
But then when you breathe in, it gives you that second wave. And that's what I've not had ever in a bourbon. No! Oh, I thought he was dumping out on the ground. See,
Cameraman-
wait, did she
the-
give
the
Did she give
cameraman.
you a picture right there?
no.
Dude, do you don't want this thing right there? Okay. But are you sure you know the 2 waves? You know the 2 waves I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you. Exactly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I get that from a lot of what we do, because especially like
Man.
this, you, and maybe it's a mental thing, but you know, this has been in a wine barrel. So I get the bourbon, and then I get
Yeah.
the wine. Talk about 2 ways. It's, yeah.
By the way, this is going to be like an hour-long tasting, man. This is going to take like
You have to break
12
it.
hours to.
No,
Cup
that's
of
not
wine
my water.
for you.
No, I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry
Don't
about that.
Yeah, so this is our Chateau Pichon Baron. So Jefferson served one
that's
wine,
awesome.
a French wine, at the White House, which he loved, and we used those barrels. So we went back. This is not around anymore. You can find it out.
Wait,
but
who served at the
make
White
it.
House?
Thomas Jefferson served it in his White House. This is the wine that he served.
Oh,
The Chateau Pichon Baron. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this is the Sauterne barrel. So we use Sauternes, Sauterne barrels to age the little whiskey in it. And we put it in our super fancy
Sauterne.
bottle.
Can you still buy this?
No.
No?
Well, you can. It's out there still.
Oh, it's on
Yeah.
secondary
On
market.
secondary.
Secondary.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
We haven't made it.
There's not some
Yeah.
moron
My
stuff
wallet's
in
already-
the package store,
I love
right?
I love the bottle. It's pretty.
Oh,
Oh.
It's my favorite shape. You know, it's a big, bold, big, nice.
Look at Jefferson.
bottle.
Oh,
It's
my
so pretty.
goodness.
Yeah, a little
Brand
bit of bust on there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Beautiful.
And again, it's totally different situation. So you tried another wine finished earlier.
Wow.
Now we have
That's
this.
a
And
totally
this is
different
in
wine.
what kind of wine barrel?
A Sauterne.
A Sauterne.
Now,
Wow.
it's from France, so it's probably a white wine. I don't know what the Sauterne is.
Sauterne's a sweet wine. Yeah, so
But it's complex,
Oh
but
my
it's actually
goodness.
really, really soft.
Yeah.
Wow.
crazy.
Right, it's
Yeah.
very smooth. You think it's not going to be smooth?
Spicy.
But
Yeah.
it is.
I don't know the age on that bourbon, but I think we must have used some older stuff because it's really got a lot of complexity. And you get the wood.
Brand
and,
selection.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all right. But they're coming to arrest me, okay? I was driving 100 miles an hour, so I wasn't too late here. They're coming to get me. I'm trying to figure out out of all these. which
No, it
one
might
is
be
my
alcohol
favorite.
poisoning.
Oh, that's nice. The finish does not leave.
There.
No,
It just
no,
keeps
that
going?
rolls and rolls. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
It just
that's
keeps
fun.
going.
So I do have another of our
Oh,
presidential selects. So another special,
presidential.
another pretty bottle.
Bam.
Yeah, so this is
Bam,
a
bam, bam.
20-year-old.
Yeah,
I don't want to rush
glass.
it.
No, 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 no,
We
no,
can
no,
get
no,
different
no,
glasses.
no, no.
Our fresh glass.
Well,
Okay.
Easily do that. That's
for the presidential,
yeah,
let's do
Let's
it.
get fresh glasses.
Okay, but to this date, up to this point, what is your favorite? Oh my gosh, this thing.
It is
Now, you know,
awesome.
Dan, when they say that it's your third,
much less,
your
sorry.
third
Yeah.
sip,
Yeah.
that is supposed to be the
What
real
is this
sip.
one here?
This is Jefferson's Reserve Presidential
20.
Select 20-year-old.
Okay,
That was that. There goes that.
That's it.
Another one.
Drop the mic.
Down the hatch.
That's it.
This is
Wait, I'm gonna finish this.
Jefferson's.
so what? So
Yeah. So that's our whenever we get something special that we think's amazing,
Take my water.
we make it a Presidential Select.
Okay,
So
but the 20,
And
I've
wait,
not had. I've had the 17.
Yeah.
I've had the
Oh, yeah.
21. I've had the 24.
where we
whatever.
got that. I think Trey brought this from home. Because there's
Yeah,
I've got
good.
16. I've got some other ones.
How often does the?
Wait, what did he just do right
Never,
there?
never.
We
Hold on,
found
hold on.
something
Wait,
amazing.
look, I'm
Shut
just
up.
waiting. Let me
There's
feel
no-
your beard for a second. Jeez, man.
So
Never mind.
what will make the president so select?
That's
know,
kid is
we're-
like the voice of reason. Fuck that kid. Oh, sorry.
No,
Kid.
we're over in one of the brick houses, and we're filming like a quick little thing, like a quick video, and we drill into a barrel, and we pull it out, and we plug it back up, and it was really just to show like stuff coming out of a barrel. And we tasted it, and I was like, "What is this? This is amazing!" And then somebody else tasted it, and Trey tasted it. He's like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" I go, "What is it?" And he looks at the barrel. He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "I have no idea what it is." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "So we mark it." And we're like, "Well, let's do something." Maybe that becomes a project. It's like we don't know. When we find stuff like that, and it sounds crazy, but there's little hidden things all
Yes.
over the place.
Yes,
It's
yes,
like
absolutely.
hidden bottles of ocean all around the world. We don't know where they're going to pop. Somebody found a tube somewhere in California, actually, which was really unusual. Somebody else went to northern New York to try to find it. They couldn't find. I think they found 4s, but then there's a 2. It pops up in Northern California. So it's just, it's crazy.
Every week I beg people on my video, if you have this.
Yeah.
Nobody's found the 14.
So there's Voyage 1 and Voyage 1 Extended, which are pretty hard to find. There's not a lot of it.
Jefferson's is really one of my favorites. Absolutely.
This lineup is.
I'm impartial,
busy.
obviously, but I always
Well,
say,
there's such a variety. of
yeah, well, that's what it is. If Jefferson's is your favorite, you just haven't tried the one that you love. Because
Exactly.
Bingo.
they're all very
I haven't
different.
found
Yeah.
one I didn't love.
Yeah, good. No,
They
it's
are-
that's what I want to hear.
This one's interesting, man. It's not complex, right? It's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah, and
very
they're
much like
Wow.
How many years old?
Yeah, a
Caramel.
couple of
It's- how
things.
old?
20.
It's a couple of things, but the oak or some type of wood, maybe not oak, the wood on the end
Yeah.
just
Oh,
keeps
yeah.
going. Wood. I was licking a barrel,
Oh.
literally licking a
Yeah.
barrel yesterday,
Yeah.
and it had sawdust on it from the drill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So you drill it, and then
all this stuff.
and so I was actually licking and had sawdust, and I'm thinking of the sawdust while I taste
Isn't that
it.
funny?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
that was
is
rather
this is
gross, actually.
almost everything we have is double barreled, really. So this was, bourbon for 20 years in the bourbon
Oh.
barrel. And so you can only call it that because then it goes to a second barrel. So you talk about getting some flavors. Yeah, you're going to get a lot more wood out of that one.
I'm going to say this, let me just say this. I'm actually going to say, we're going to break this. There's so much great stuff here.
Oh.
I'm going to break this into episode 1, episode
Episode
2,
two.
and maybe even 3 episodes out of this one. Because I don't want people to watch it and then they see there's like an
Well,
hour
they get
long,
bored
and then
after an
and then
hour.
I'm going to break
Right,
this
right.
down into multiple episodes.
I
Just
just
too
gotta
good.
say that we have converted our cameraman to a bourbon woman.
I love it. Used to be a wine
Camera woman.
No, whatever.
Ray, did you see?
She
Do you
likes.
I do
Wait,
not.
you see the feather of power? Do you see the golden-
feather of power?
You thought it was a toenail yesterday. Do you see the feather of power?
Looks like a toenail to
Would
me.
you like to kiss the feather of power?
No.
It's almost like rhinoceros horn, which is completely taboo. If you kiss this, it might be better in
It's
in,
a fishing
in sack.
lure.
Right? It
I'm
might-
trying
it's
to
almost
enjoy
like
my
a
bourbon.
fight against impotence. I'll tell you that from the Dragon Slayer's mouth right there. Okay, sorry. I'm loving it. Dan's loving it.
Wait a
Okay.
minute, you haven't had the rum.
What?
We have not,
We've had it
no, we
for-
have not had it. No.
Trey's arm makes fun of me anyway because he says it's sweet, but I mean it's 90 proof bourbon. It's not
Oh.
sweet, but it is sweet.
That's a rum?
Denise,
So this
is that on my? I think that's my substitute teacher.
20-year-old rum barrel.
Okay.
I have to give the password to my substitute teacher. Can you just bring my phone to me? Sorry. You're going to get on camera. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gentle girls, introducing the face behind the camera. All these years, Madame
What is
Denise White. There she is right there. See, there are people behind the camera. You guys doubted it. Oh, ye of little faith. Okay, I'm literally ditching school today, and I can guarantee you that people, Susanville Dental Care just called me for a reminder for my crowns.
Get in there.
You're giving them a.
Well,
Get in there.
tell them to screw them.
But this was not the substitute. They got it on lockdown. Okay. Thank you. Rum.
Yeah, so this is the one I was saying about. It's 5-year-old bourbon barrels that are shipped to Bermuda, where it holds rum they hold rum for 20 years.
Oh, so
What
And
is
then we
this
bring
one?
them back.
so the barrels are the 20-year-old.
They're 20-year-old rum barrels, and then we put
Bourbon.
7-8-year-old bourbon into them.
Oh my goodness.
But again, this is our Jefferson Reserve, which we started from the very beginning. We went back and
It's just how they're finished.
and it's finished in rum barrel. This one's finished in rum barrel, and it'll be completely different.
Thank you.
But it's in rum barrels for 20 years?
It's
Oh, look,
we're in rum barrels for about a year.
Look, they're begging
Yeah.
for it over there, man.
Oh,
They're begging for it.
Yeah, no, it's delicious. And I've
Ooh,
got
smell the rum. It reminds me of Pusser's rum.
I don't know what that is.
Pussers. Oh. It looks like Pussers, but it's Pusser's rum. It's a very,
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
that-
again, when is
Oh.
it?
So this is our old rum cask, basically. It's called Jefferson's Reserve
that's
Old
now,
Rum Cask.
oh.
You know, you almost have too many things. I'm sorry.
No, Ray.
No, you don't.
Oh, you're telling me.
Ray, let me tell you, if I could just regale you of some stories from college.
No, you
years,
don't.
You can never have too many.
Well,
Yeah.
You can never have too many.
yeah.
Dan knows what I'm
Too
talking
many?
about.
Man.
Ray, yes. Ooh, that's so nice. It's so
Isn't that fun?
But it's so
Yeah.
mild.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
light
Yeah,
flowery.
Then it gives you a little
Coach
slip
stuff.
in, and then it's like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that's it.
In my opinion, Jefferson's has no bad bourbon.
There has not been a bad one ever.
No.
Holy crap! Oh my goodness,
Yeah, that was fun.
that is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, flowery.
I'm not a
Just
huge rum fan,
explosive.
and make a dark and stormy out of this. Absolutely fantastic.
No,
What's a dark and stormy?
We would not want to do a dark and. That's a drink that was invented in Bermuda. I got
So-
on a dark and stormy kick for a little while.
Bermuda, we use Bermuda.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
Triangle.
but you know the dark and stormy, right?
Yeah,
The
Bermuda Triangle.
What? Hey, do that again, Ken.
No.
Wait, if you guys want to see a little pectoral muscle, there's an L right here, right on that
If
triangle.
only there was one there.
Eat it. Eat it, man. Sorry, okay.
So tell me, what about the Bermuda Triangle? Oh, okay, that would be good.
Now, I will tell you something. When I was a professional kayaker,
Yeah.
because after I took that first trip, I got all these.
I hear that all the time when I was a professional
Well,
kayaker.
okay. When I was a professional kayaker, then people were like, "Hey, you dumbass, why don't you do something that's never been done before?" So I went down the Orinoco. I went down the Amazon.
Oh, okay.
That was actually not
Yeah.
fun. So I went down the Amazon, and
Pygmies
then
still remember it.
that's true. So
Yeah.
then I was like, "What can I do
Bite mark
next?"
out of his leg.
And my buddy, C4, was like, I know what. Why don't you get in your kayak and paddle to the middle of the Bermuda Triangle and spend a week on your kayak in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle? That's when I retired from kayak.
Well, he was hoping he would
No, I
disappear.
retired at that point. I was like, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night, man. I would disappear. You guys would not be having this tasting right now. Oh, that's exquisite. Okay, so out of all these,
Oh. What?
yes, Raven.
No, I'm not rating.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you will. I'm going to erase this episode.
Oh,
I want to have your
whatever.
favorite one.
Oh.
You can, Dan says, okay.
All of them.
Oh, that's
All
chicken.
of
That's
them.
the chicken's way out.
I cannot pick.
You guys are lame.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. They're all good.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you which my top three are. You ready for this?
No, whatever.
That's why I host this show, man. You guys are sitting over there like
You
little
host it
Klingons.
because nobody else does it.
Like a little dingleberry hanging on, man. You guys can just talk amongst yourself. I bet Dan and I both have a top
whatever.
three.
I did like that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, that was a good one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Oh.
I did like that
That was
one
good too.
because it was so unusual in the wood sawdust.
You would like it when you can never find it.
Exactly. He Ray's pointing at the 20.
Oh, yeah.
So
Pretty good.
I liked my top three in no order. 22.
Yeah.
22, man.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I love that 22.
Yeah.
I love the rum that we just had.
Hmm.
And I love the one that was the wine barrels, the Jefferson.
Richard
ones.
Hill?
No. The one
Oh,
that you
yeah,
that
yeah.
one
Oh,
that you
yeah,
brought
yeah,
in there.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Chateau Pichon Bourbon.
Chateau Pichon Bourbon. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's-
I should regurgitate what you just said.
I think
Those are my
it's- I
top
think it's
three, and then closely following that, I'll tell you what, man. This right here. Ooh,
That's some stuff, yeah.
Ooh, I love that one.
Now, that being
French
said,
leanings.
Oh,
I think
I'm
we
looking
can
over-
range
I'm looking over
a-
here to see if we got any more. We don't have any more, man.
It's a
What?
fun thing to try.
What?
It's just fun. This is fun.
what is that?
However,
Taste it and tell me what you think.
Okay, we can't
single
see what
barrel
it is.
select,
Blind
which is everybody
taste.
can get, is
Blind taste, Raymond.
Again, this is probably not going to be
Oh, I need a new
available.
glass.
Thank you.
Not available yet.
Not available. Teasing
It's
us.
not available currently.
Oh,
Teasing
See
us.
here, that water on
May
the
come back.
grids.
There you go.
Okay, I'm not looking at it. Not
So
looking
tell
at
us about it.
So
No,
taste
I think
it.
we're gonna taste it. And then you're gonna tell us
Forget
about it.
about it.
So Trey and I and a really good friend who's a chef, we were out one night, we were having some drinks. We went back to our friend's restaurant, and we wanted to continue drinking, but we wanted some food. So he makes this amazing Korean fried chicken. Like, man, wouldn't it be fun to have something that went with this chicken out of something like this?
Wait, are you spoiling it before we drink it?
Korean fried chicken.
Okay, no, I haven't told you yet, man. Hold on.
I'm just telling you the
Okay,
story.
okay,
you know,
because you're talking Korean, I'm thinking about gimbap.
Oh.
You know what gimbap is, Raymond?
No.
If you know what gimbap is, I'll give you that bottle of 14 that allegedly was a Voyage 14, and now it's no longer.
It's called gimbap.
Gimbap, man.
I want it now.
It's like Korean sushi, but it's like
Right.
it's been cooked, and it's usually cooked with
Kimchi.
pork. Not kimchi,
Oh,
man.
come on.
Gimbap.
Okay.
I dated a Korean girl one time, and she was like, "I'm gonna make you some fresh kimchi," and I actually broke up with her the next day. True story. Denise is
Dead
It takes a
cabbage.
long time. That's a good way to reel you in.
I'd have broken up with you too.
So,
Ooh, that's sharp.
No, what is
Right.
it?
we decided that night we're gonna make something that goes with food.
Okay.
And we took 8 months, 9 months, couldn't figure out a bourbon that we liked that went with it, or a rye that we liked that went with it. So the chef at the time goes, what if we did this? And dumped, it was about
This is an all around.
60%
Oh.
bourbon, 40% rye together. And that's what we came up with, chef's
Just
collaboration. So it's the chef's
I've seen
his
that too.
collaboration.
Doggone
Yeah,
it.
fun thing to have.
Oh.
One of my other favorites, and because I love it like that, and I love it in a cocktail, and it's great with this Korean fried chicken, which is the best fried chicken you can have.
Okay.
Fried chicken?
I really like that. I
Fried
saw this.
spicy.
I think I saw this.
It's around,
Okay.
yeah. We'll see this one.
I need your cell phone. I need
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
text me and you
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
"Hey, get this one," because there's so many bottles that I feel that are.
No,
not-
yeah, when you're at a place, absolutely.
I'm
okay.
gonna take
Okay,
all
so
the.
I will ask. I want to ask Dan.
Yes.
Top two out of this whole.
Oh, no
this whole
way.
thing.
There's no way.
Well, I'm not asking you. I'm asking the.
But what's funny-
screw you.
But what's funny is, you know, that 22 is not going to take, it's a single barrel, so it's hard to say. Of my favorites, I always go to, I love the Old Rum, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I love these rye, the Voyage 22 is just fantastic. And what am I going to do with them? I'm going to make a cocktail. You know, today, I really love, it was the first.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
that was-
that one I
Yeah,
picked earlier.
Chevrolet. Yeah, that.
Not for resale.
Really good today.
The Dragon's Lair
Which,
pocket.
and I told you this earlier, that's this exact same thing, but this one tastes better than that one. Or I can't.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
amazing, I think, what happens.
It is.
I picked that
all
earlier.
amazing.
That's
All
why
amazing.
go to
I
the
picked this
store.
one earlier as one of my.
That's your number one. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at the
Wait,
color.
wait,
I know I see the
No,
color of it.
and
What?
that's the same
One of
thing
my
again,
favorites.
but you know that gets a lot of the wine
That's
barrel in
rad.
there.
That's so cool. That's so
That gets-
cool.
That's one of your favorites.
It is.
On,
I love it.
on behalf of Epic Bourbon Tastings, let me just say this. First of all, I need to get an
Amen.
What about from you, Denise? Can I get an amen? Cheryl, can I get an amen over there?
Amen.
I love that girl over there. Cheryl's now become my favorite. Denise, you just split it right there. And I need to have a bam from the man, Dan Burke. Can we get a bam? Dan, can you give me a bam? Bam! We're gonna end it right there.
Yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Thanks for staying with us.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Wow.